Good evening, welcome to Season 3, Episode 5 of the video series Ο Κόμις μαγειρεύει με ΜΟΥΣΙΚΗΣ. The Count cooks while music plays. Usually of the 80s, but a little bit 90s maybe, whatever. Cheers, raise a toast to your gothic host. After a wild sort of Batcave night at Didi, we're not advertising, so because there's no sponsors, we're not making any money out of it, we don't ask for any donations, we just cook because we like it, we think it's fun, we play some music, make a few jokes, laugh, and cook some decent food. Not chef standard, but decent to eat and get pleasure out of eating it. Yeah, so that's the important thing. So, plenty of rings, nicely dressed, sangria in my chalice, no tattoos, not a single tattoo, not a single ear piercing, no piercing anywhere, just plain old me, the Count O Κόμις. So today I'm gonna cook something. I was trying to find something different to cook that I haven't cooked before, and I remembered a recipe from Italy, or not a recipe, a plate, a dish I ate in Italy that had polenta in it. Polenta, what is polenta? Polenta is coarse maize flour. In Greek, simigdali από καλαμπόκι. It looks like, when you cook it, it looks very much like potato puree, potato puree. It looks like it, but it doesn't taste like it. It tastes much better. It's very healthy. It's one of the finest vegetables type to cook. Very popular with vegetarian people, I think. We're almost vegetarian. We hardly cook any meat anyway, but still. And I'm gonna cook it with lots of mushrooms and tomato sauce, and you'll see it. In the meantime, I have 3 bands chosen this time, 3 great songs from we're gonna get forward a little bit from 1981 to 90s and a bit further on. And for this edition, we've got Diary of Dreams, Dreadful Shadows, and Merry Thoughts. Well, the songs are Retaliation, Condemnation, and Pale Empress. Golden oldies. They sound like golden oldies. When I say golden oldies, from the parties I used to do, it used to be great songs to dance to, very popular. Well, I made them popular because hardly any people knew them at the time, but I took care of it by, telling them and informing them what these bands were. So, let's start with, because I've cooked most of the dish, because it had too many stages to cook, and I had to prepare a lot, so, although I came back about 6 in the morning, I woke up about 8 and I got up about 9:30. So from 9:30 until about 10 minutes ago, I was preparing things. So it's not as easy as it looks. Still, I hope it's appreciated, and get some comments. Please make some comments. Diary of Dreams, Retaliation from End of Flowers. I think it's 1996, if I'm not mistaken. Great band, and I love this song also. So many to choose from, but see, polenta, I've cooked polenta already. It's like you use boiling water, salt, hear the song a little bit. back memories. So polenta, you put boiling water, about 5-6 cups, and 1 3/4, let's make it 2 cups of polenta. You boil it, but you have to stir to stir continuously, because otherwise it gets lumpy. It needs about 12 to 15 minutes, and before it's ready, you put the heat down to minimum. You add the butter, about 50 grams. Obviously, I used margarine. I hope the sound comes through okay. And you put the margarine in, and then you grate about very fine cheese, parmesan, or I used something else because parmesan is too salty. You grate about 200 grams of cheese. That's why it's called cheesy polenta. You can use a little bit of milk as well, or a little bit of light cream. You will see it later on when I make the full dish, present the full dish. Well, the very necessary onion with garlic, but this dish hasn't got any spices. It's not Indian, it's not Chinese. Oh my god. No, it hasn't finished yet. For some reason I thought it's gonna finish. Just goes a little bit like softer, and then it starts getting louder again. Just for a minute or two, you saute the onions in olive oil, of course, the healthiest of oils, and with garlic it makes a nice, brings out the aromas very nicely. And then that's the main ingredient actually, mushrooms, lots and lots of mushrooms. Want, you can do the mushrooms in the oven, cook them in the oven, but with the electricity prices so high, don't believe me, you don't want to do that. Great, I love this band, and I was one of the first that ever played their songs in a proper goth party. 1992 or 3 I think it was, or 4, something like somewhere around there. Anyway, we'll go straight to the next song, because the only thing we have to cook really is the mushrooms. So go to Dreadful Shadows and Condemnation. And of course, μια μικρή πεταλουδίτσα μπήκε μέσα και κοροπηδάει δεξιά-αριστερά. Go away. We don't want meat in our food. It's a vegetarian dish. This band I adore. One of my favorites ever. The voice, the guitars. Brilliant. Absolutely. Little bit of salt and pepper. The LP from the CD Buried Again. Add tomatoes. Tomato puree. Wonderful. We'll leave the other song for the end, so it's not time yet. So you see, this needs about 2-3 minutes to set in. So it was a strange night last night, actually. They did play some Batcave, some of the lads, not all of them. Most of them kept to the minimum and to what they usually play, but one or two people, you know. I never heard Specimen. I asked for it specifically, but nobody played it. Kiss Kiss Bang Bang. But still, Sebastian, Sex and Children were played, and some others, maybe only Sex Feed at some point that I remember. But there was lots of new faces. I mean, knew them, but hadn't seen for a long time, and lots of other places that they were recently there. They weren't there, so you know, there's same people going around and going back and forth. So it was all in all, was a pleasant evening, I would say. it could have been a little better musically, but still, you can't have it all. And one other thing we add rather, it's some vegetable stock. You'll give it a little bit of a kick, taste-wise. Now it has to bring to the boil. Obviously it's going to be lots of sauce, because the mushrooms, although I drain them quite well from water, you know, they keep some, and you can never really tell. You just have to keep it a little bit longer in the heat so they can evaporate. The excess water can be evaporated, so can evaporate. Anyway, all the people I spoke with yesterday, I said, what time do you get up on Sunday? He says, oh, well, 2, 3, maybe 6 in the afternoon. I thought, really? He said, what time do you get up? I said, 9, 9:30. Why? Well, because I got to cook. And I'd rather have an early night tonight than missing half of my Sunday sleeping, you know. So, that's that's what I do. Lots of you cannot get up very easily. Other people cannot sleep so long in the day so easily. So, it's how you are used to do it. So, right, let's see what's happening here. As you saw earlier, there was the minimum of spices, just salt and pepper, nothing else. Not like the Indian or Chinese cooking with so many spices, especially the Indian cooking. Right, so this is a very easy to make vegetarian dish. Yeah, it can be accompanied by beef, by chicken, with not burgers, keftedes, meatballs, anything somebody wants, pork, anything, together with a polenta, yeah? But as it is, it can be served as a side dish or as a main dish, with or without meat. So, and for the last minute, I've got my special addition of, I cannot make a vegetarian dish with only one vegetable. It's beyond my beliefs. So I chose cauliflower. You can choose anything else you like as a second vegetable, or leave it as it is, just with mushroom. I think cauliflower goes with almost everything. That's why I like it. Plain, just boiled, or with a little bit of olive oil and apple vinegar, with tomato sauce, with or without pork. I love it. Cauliflower, so nice. So you see, now the dish has a bit of color, a bit of texture, and it looks much nicer. Let's play the last of the songs, the third song. The Merry Thoughts and Pale Empress. While this is simmering for a minute or two, they sound very much like the sisters. I quite like them. They're from Germany. Good band. Very popular in the 90s, at least in my parties. dance to.
Would you be my pale empress, my haven in the gale? Would you be my shelter strong? So would you be my empress, so strong and yet so pale? Would you sing our empire song?
Today we had a little bit return to the future, back to the 90s really. Why not? It's when the gold scene started reviving a little bit. Lots of new bands. Great fun. Well, it's not only this, it's fun. A few people yesterday asked me, why are you not up there playing the music? I said, well, nobody asked me to. And they thought that I could have been doing a good job. Maybe not better, but good enough. Great. Well, we completed the cycle of our 3 songs. So our dish is nearly ready, and we're going to start serving it. Well, before I serve it, I have to reveal polenta, so you'll see what this polenta is. And there you go. I will bring it closer. It looks like potato puree, potato purées, but it's not. It actually can be used for many things, not only for this kind of dish. It can be used for sweets. You can be make and then frozen and make it in blocks. You can make you can use it as a pizza. You can put in the oven. It's a really flexible ingredient, but you know, for some reason, well, bear in mind, I did this about half an hour ago before I started the. So I try and give it a nice presentation, but it's not as easy, you know, because the the type of dish is got to be. It's got to cover the whole plate, and then the mushrooms with the rest of it is gonna go on top. So there is no greens and stuff to go on top, you know, and make it look nice and you know, but it doesn't need to. You cannot add something if it doesn't add anything to the food, you know. Εάν κάτι δεν κάνει το φαγητό καλύτερο, δεν το βάζεις, δεν το προσθέτεις. Δεν υπάρχει λόγος να το προσθέσεις. think it looks great, and it's gonna taste great, I'm sure. So let's see. Yeah, this is it. Vegetarian polenta with mushrooms, cauliflower, tomatoes, salt, pepper, onion and garlic. Simple as that. And as I said, it can be used as a side dish if you add meat to the dish to complete it, or you can eat it just this way.